I was standing in the grocery aisle last Tuesday, and something hit me. I'd been buying the same 15 things for years without once questioning whether they were worth it. And when I finally did the math, I felt embarrassed, because some of these items are marking up your bill by 300, even 400%. And nobody talks about it because the packaging looks normal. The branding feels familiar. You just grab it and go. But here's the thing. Once you see what I'm about to show you, you can't unsee it. You'll walk through the store differently. You'll notice things other shoppers completely miss. And you won't believe what number 11 is. I still can't believe I fell for it as long as I did. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that button. I put out content like this every single week, and my goal is simple. I want you to keep more of your money. That's it. So let's get into it. Item number 1. Pre-cut fruit containers. This one seems obvious once you hear it, but most people keep buying these without thinking. Those little plastic containers of cubed watermelon, sliced pineapple, or mixed berries sitting in the refrigerated section. They cost anywhere from $5 to $8 for a small container. A whole watermelon costs $3 to $4. A whole pineapple is around $3.50. You're paying a 200 to 400% markup just because someone cut it for you. I looked into the retail data on this. Grocery chains make some of their highest margins on the prepared fruit section. It's one of the most profitable square footage areas in the entire store. They know you're tired. They know you're in a rush. And they price accordingly. I used to grab these every single week, especially in summer. I'd tell myself it was convenient, that I was saving time. But then I actually timed myself cutting a pineapple. It took 4 minutes. 4 minutes was costing me almost $5 extra every trip. Buy the whole fruit. Spend 5 minutes at home with a cutting board. Store it in reusable containers. You'll save $15 to $20 a month easily. And the fruit actually tastes better because it hasn't been sitting in plastic for 2 days. This is one of those things that feels small, but adds up faster than you think. Item number 2. Name brand spices. Walk down the spice aisle and grab a jar of McCormick garlic powder. It's $6, $7, sometimes $8 for a small bottle. Now walk to the international foods section of the same store. You'll find garlic powder in a bag twice that size for $1.50. The product inside is the same. Ground garlic is ground garlic. What you're paying for is the glass jar and the label. That's it. Consumer research shows that store brand and ethnic aisle spices come from the same suppliers in many cases. The difference is packaging and shelf placement. Big spice brands spend millions on eye-level positioning. I spent years building my spice rack with those little McCormick jars. It looked nice on the shelf. But when I started refilling those same jars with spices from the bulk section or the international aisle, nothing changed in my cooking. Nothing. My family didn't notice. My food tasted exactly the same. Check your store's international aisle or bulk section first. Buy spices there and transfer them into whatever jar you like. You'll cut your spice spending by 60 to 70% over a year. For a family that cooks regularly, that's over $100 saved. You're not paying for quality. You're paying for branding. Item number 3. Individually packaged snack packs. Those little 100-calorie packs, the snack-sized chip bags, the tiny cracker pouches portioned for lunchboxes. They're marketed as convenient and portion-controlled. But the math is painful. A regular-sized box of crackers costs $3.50. The same crackers in snack packs cost $6, and you get less product overall. You're paying nearly double for plastic and air. The snack pack segment has grown over 30% since 2020, according to grocery industry reports. Companies love it because the margins are enormous. They give you less product, charge more money, and call it a health feature. I packed my kids' lunches with these things for 2 years straight. Then one weekend, I sat down with a box of sandwich bags and a regular-sized box of goldfish crackers. I portioned out 12 bags in about 3 minutes. Same amount of crackers, half the price. My kids didn't care. They didn't even notice the difference. Buy regular sizes and portion them yourself. A $10 investment in small reusable containers pays for itself in 1 week. This is one of the easiest swaps on this entire list. Stop letting food companies charge you extra for the privilege of getting less. Item number 4. Shredded cheese bags. This one surprised me when I first learned about it. Bags of pre-shredded cheese contain an anti-caking agent, usually cellulose or potato starch, that keeps the shreds from clumping together. That additive affects how the cheese melts. It also means you're getting less actual cheese per ounce. A block of cheese costs less per ounce and contains no fillers. It melts better. It tastes better. And grating it takes about 30 seconds with a box grater. Industry pricing data shows pre-shredded cheese averages 20 to 30% more per ounce than block cheese from the same brand. You're paying more for a product that performs worse in cooking. I noticed this when my homemade mac and cheese started coming out grainy. I'd always used bagged shredded cheddar. One day, I bought a block instead, grated it myself, and the difference was immediate. Smoother, creamier, better melt. And it cost less. Buy block cheese. Grate what you need. If you cook a lot, spend $20 on a food processor with a grating attachment. You'll make that money back in a month and your food will improve at the same time. This one is a double win. Better quality and lower price. Those don't come together often. Item number 5. Bottled marinades and sauces. That wall of marinades in the condiment aisle. Teriyaki, Italian dressing used as marinade, garlic herb, lemon pepper. Most of them are between $4 and $7 a bottle. And most of them are just oil, vinegar, soy sauce, sugar, and spices mixed together. You already have these ingredients at home. Every single one. Food cost analysts have pointed out that bottled marinades are among the highest markup items in the grocery store relative to ingredient cost. The actual contents of a $5 bottle cost about 40 to 60 cents to make yourself. I used to keep 3 or 4 marinades in my fridge at all times. Then one night, I ran out and just mixed soy sauce, olive oil, garlic, and honey together in a bowl. It was better than what came out of the bottle. That was 4 years ago, and I haven't bought a bottled marinade since. Look up simple marinade ratios online. Keep soy sauce, olive oil, vinegar, honey, and basic spices stocked. You'll never need a bottle again. 5 ingredients, 30 seconds, better flavor. And you control the sodium and sugar. Once you make this switch, you'll wonder why you ever paid someone else to mix pantry staples together for you. Item number 6. Pre-seasoned or marinated meats. This is the next level of the same trick. That chicken breast sitting on the foam tray with a teriyaki glaze on it. That pork tenderloin in the vacuum bag labeled roast ready. It looks premium. It feels like a shortcut. But you're paying a massive upcharge. Pre-seasoned meats typically cost $2 to $4 more per pound than plain meat in the same store. And the seasoning they're using is the exact same bottled marinade from the last item, which we just established costs about 60 cents to make. Grocery industry insiders have confirmed that marinating is one way stores handle meat approaching its sell-by date. They add flavor, repackage it, and extend its shelf appeal. You're sometimes paying premium prices for meat that needed to move fast. I asked a butcher at my local store about this once. He didn't say anything directly, but the look on his face told me everything. Now I buy plain cuts on sale and season them at home. I know exactly what's going on with my food, and I save a significant amount each month. Buy plain meat. Season it yourself. If you're short on time, mix a dry rub on Sunday and keep it in a jar. Rub your meats before you put them in the fridge. Same result. Fraction of the price. You're paying for a label and a squirt of sauce. Keep that money in your pocket. Item number 7. Fancy bakery section bread. The in-store bakery bread looks gorgeous. It smells incredible. They put it under warm lights for a reason. But most of it costs $4 to $6 a loaf, and much of it is not baked from scratch in that store. A large number of grocery store bakeries use frozen par-baked dough shipped from centralized facilities. They finish it in-store so it smells fresh. But it's the same industrial process as the bread aisle, just with better presentation. Industry reporting has shown that in-store bakery margins run 40 to 60%. That artisan-looking sourdough is often produced the same way as the $2 loaf 3 aisles over, just shaped differently and displayed in a more appealing setting. I believed the bakery section was special for years. Then I started reading ingredient labels. The in-store ciabatta had the same ingredients as the bagged bread. Same preservatives, same dough conditioners, just a fancier shelf and a higher price. Compare ingredient lists between the bakery section and the bread aisle. If they're similar, you're paying for aesthetics. Or find an actual local bakery where bread is made from scratch. It often costs the same as grocery store bakery bread, but the quality is genuinely different. Don't let warm lighting and a nice display trick you into paying double. Item number 8. Single-serve yogurt cups. Those individual yogurt cups, especially the flavored ones and the ones marketed to kids, are one of the worst deals in the dairy section. A single cup costs about $1 to $1.25. A large tub of the same brand's plain yogurt costs $4 to $5 and contains the equivalent of 8 to 10 of those cups. You're paying roughly double per ounce for the small cup, and the flavored ones add a shocking amount of sugar. Some have as much sugar per ounce as ice cream. Dairy industry data confirms that single-serve yogurt is the highest margin format in the category. The companies know this. They invest heavily in individual packaging because that's where the profit is. I was spending $12 to $15 a week on yogurt cups for my family. One large tub, some honey, and a handful of frozen berries now costs me about $6 and covers the same number of servings. My kids actually eat more of it because they like mixing their own toppings. Buy large plain yogurt tubs and add your own fruit, honey, or granola. Portion it into small reusable jars if you need grab-and-go convenience. You cut the cost in half and reduce the sugar dramatically. Your wallet and your health both improve with one simple switch. Item number 9. Name brand breakfast cereal. A box of brand name cereal averages $5 to $7 now. Some specialty boxes hit $8 or $9. Meanwhile, the store brand version sitting on the shelf below it costs $2.50 to $3.50. And in most cases, it's produced in the same factory. Store brand cereals are often manufactured by the same companies that make the name brands. They adjust the recipe slightly, maybe a different shape or a minor flavor tweak, but the base ingredients are nearly identical. Consumer testing data consistently shows that in blind taste tests, people cannot reliably distinguish store brand from name brand cereals. The difference is the box design and the cartoon character on the front. I switched my family to store brand cereal about 3 years ago. I didn't announce it, I just poured it into a container on the counter. Nobody said a word, not once. My kids never noticed. My wife never noticed. I saved about $15 a month on cereal alone. Try the store brand, just once. If your family notices and genuinely prefers the name brand, fine. But test it first. Most people discover there's no difference. And those savings compound quickly across every breakfast for a year. You've been paying for a mascot. That's it. Item number 10. Bagged salad kits. This is a big one. Those complete salad kits in bags, the Caesar ones, the Asian sesame ones, the Southwest ones. They cost $4 to $6 for a bag that makes maybe 2 small servings. A head of romaine costs $1.50. A bag of croutons lasts for 10 salads. A bottle of dressing lasts for 20. When you break it down, a homemade salad costs about $1 per serving versus $3 per serving from a kit. Food waste data also shows that bagged salad kits are one of the most discarded items in American refrigerators. People buy them with good intentions and throw them away when the greens wilt before they get around to eating them. I used to buy 2 or 3 of these a week, thinking I was being healthy and saving time. Then I realized I was throwing away at least 1 per week because it went slimy before I opened it. That's $5 straight in the trash. Every single week. Buy a head of lettuce, make your own croutons from old bread, and keep a dressing you like in the fridge. It takes maybe 2 extra minutes and lasts longer. The lettuce head stays fresh days longer than the pre-cut, pre-washed bag. This one hurts when you add it up over a year. Item number 11. Flavored instant oatmeal packets. Here's the one I said you wouldn't believe. Those little flavored oatmeal packets, maple brown sugar, apples and cinnamon, peaches and cream, are an absolutely terrible value. A box of 8 packets costs about $4 to $5. A large canister of plain oats costs $3 to $4 and contains the equivalent of 30 to 40 servings. You're paying roughly 4 to 5 times more per serving for the convenience of a small packet and some sugar-based flavoring. The flavoring is mostly just sugar, artificial flavor, and a tiny amount of dried fruit powder. Nutritional analysis shows that a single flavored oatmeal packet contains 12 to 15 grams of added sugar. That's more than a serving of many cookies. The oats themselves are the same, identical, just cut into smaller pieces so they cook 30 seconds faster. This is the one I'm almost embarrassed to admit. I ate these every morning for years. Every single morning. Then I tried plain oats with a spoon of peanut butter and a sliced banana. It tasted better. It kept me full longer. And it cost about a quarter of the price per bowl. Buy plain oats in the large canister. Add your own banana, berries, honey, cinnamon, or peanut butter. You control the sugar. You control the quality. And you save hundreds of dollars a year on breakfast alone. I genuinely cannot believe I wasted money on flavored packets for that long. Don't make my mistake. Item number 12. Bottled water. Multi-packs. A case of 24 bottles of water costs $5 to $7 at most grocery stores. Your tap water, run through a basic filter pitcher that costs $20 and lasts 2 months, costs essentially nothing per glass. You're paying for plastic and transportation. The water inside most bottled brands is municipal tap water that's been filtered. The same process your $20 Brita does at home. Investigations by consumer watchdog groups and journalism outlets have confirmed that multiple major bottled water brands source directly from municipal water supplies. They filter it, put it in plastic, and charge a massive premium. I had a bottled water habit for a decade. Cases every week from Costco. I told myself it tasted better. Then I did a blind test at home. Tap through a filter versus my usual bottled brand. I picked the tap water. I actually preferred it. That was the end of the bottles. Get a filter pitcher or a faucet mount filter. Buy one good reusable bottle. The investment pays for itself in less than a month. After that, your water is essentially free. Plus you stop hauling heavy cases from the store. You're paying $5 a week for something that comes out of your faucet. Item number 13. Deli counter prepared foods. The deli section with its hot and cold prepared meals. Mac and cheese by the pound, fried chicken tenders, potato salad, pre-made sandwiches. It all looks easy. It all looks affordable. But the per pound pricing is brutal. Deli mac and cheese often costs $7 to $9 per pound. You can make a full pot at home for about $3 that feeds 4 people. Deli fried chicken costs $8 to $11 per pound. A home-fried batch costs a fraction of that. Grocery industry reports indicate that prepared foods departments are among the fastest-growing profit centers in supermarkets. The markup on prepared foods averages 60 to 70% above the cost of raw ingredients. I used to hit the deli counter when I was tired after work. I'd grab a container of whatever looked good. Then I started checking receipts. I was spending $18 to $25 on deli items alone some weeks. For food, that wasn't even that good. It was just there. Batch cook on weekends. Make a big pot of something simple. Portion it out. Reheat during the week. It takes the same amount of time as standing in the deli line, but it costs a quarter of the price. And honestly, home cooking tastes better than food that's been sitting under a heat lamp. That deli section is built for exhausted people making impulsive decisions. Recognize the pattern and plan around it. Item number 14. Organic versions of thick-skinned produce. Let me be clear. I'm not against organic food, but paying the organic premium for produce that has a thick skin you don't eat, like bananas, avocados, oranges, pineapples, and melons, makes almost no financial sense. The thick peel acts as a natural barrier. Pesticide residue on the edible part of these fruits is extremely low to non-existent regardless of how they were grown. Yet the organic version costs 30 to 50% more. Research from agricultural science institutions has consistently found that thick-skinned fruits show negligible pesticide residue in the flesh, whether grown conventionally or organically. The difference in what you're actually eating is statistically insignificant. I spent 2 years buying organic everything. Every piece of fruit, every vegetable, no exceptions. Then I read the actual studies and realized I was overpaying for bananas and avocados for no measurable benefit. Now, I buy organic for thin-skinned produce like berries and greens, and conventional for everything with a peel. Save your organic budget for the items where it actually matters. Strawberries, spinach, apples, grapes. For bananas, avocados, oranges and melons, buy conventional and save 30 to 50% on those items every trip. Be strategic, not dogmatic. That's how you make a real budget work. Item number 15. Coffee pods and K-cups. A single K-cup costs anywhere from 50 cents to over $1 depending on the brand. That's 35 to 70 cents per ounce of coffee. A bag of ground coffee costs about $7 to $10 and makes the equivalent of 40 to 60 cups. That's 15 to 20 cents per cup. You're paying 3 to 5 times more per cup for the convenience of a pod. And the coffee inside those pods has been ground, sealed, and sitting on a shelf for months. It's stale before you even brew it. Environmental and consumer reports have highlighted that coffee pods are not just expensive, but generate enormous plastic waste. Billions of pods end up in landfills each year. You're paying a premium to create trash. I owned a Keurig for 5 years. Loved the convenience. Then I got a simple drip coffee maker with a timer. I set it up the night before. It brews automatically at 6:30. My coffee is ready when I wake up. Same convenience, better taste, and it costs me a fraction of what pods were costing. I estimated I was spending over $700 a year on K-cups. Switch to a basic drip maker or a French press. Buy fresh ground coffee or whole beans. Set it up the night before if mornings are hectic. Your coffee will taste better, cost less, and you'll stop filling your trash can with plastic pods. $700 a year on convenience coffee. That number still bothers me. Here's what I want you to take away from this. Every single one of these items has something in common. They all charge you extra for something you can do yourself in minutes. Cutting fruit, grating cheese, mixing sauce, portioning snacks, measuring oats. These are not difficult tasks. They take seconds. But the grocery industry has spent decades convincing you that your time is so valuable, you should pay 3 or 4 times more to avoid a 30-second step. That's not convenience. That's a business model built on your exhaustion. You now know what most shoppers will never figure out on their own. You can walk through any grocery store and see exactly where the markups are hiding. That's real power. That's real savings. Not clipping coupons. Not driving to 3 different stores. Just buying smarter versions of things you already buy. Start with 2 or 3 swaps from this list. See what happens to your grocery bill next month. I think you'll be surprised. And once you see the savings, you'll never go back. Most people will keep wasting money on these things for years. They'll never watch a video like this. They'll never question what they're putting in their cart. But you just did. And that puts you ahead of almost everyone. If this helped you, hit that subscribe button. I put out new videos every week about how to keep more of your money in a world designed to take it from you. Drop a comment and tell me which one of these you're cutting first. I read every single one. And share this with someone in your life who could use the savings. Sometimes all it takes is one video to change how a person shops forever. I'll see you in the next one. Stay sharp out there.